Back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one, the only, just David. And we're going to let Andrea Lopez in as Teresa. We're going to do a mini recap. We are sharing the second half of the live show, which, due to overwhelming demand, is here on Patreon. So for everyone asking, we're going to go back to doing the full New Jersey recap by ourselves next week, but we can't do an hour of a Jersey recap and have Andrea Lopez for 15 minutes and share the live show, which I think is like an hour. You want me to put out a 3-hour show today? Does anyone want me to sleep ever? So we're going to do a very quick, like 15-minute summary of RHONJ, and then we're going to share the live show. It's all the questions. This time is just question. Everyone wants to hear the answers to all the questions that we were asked. That's what we're going to share here today. And then next week, guess what? We're going to go back to doing the Just David solo recap, which everyone seemed to have missed last week. Well, you're going to miss it this week too. I hate to break it to you because we have to get the live show out. People want the answers to these questions and all the drama and all the shadiness that you guys brought. And then next week, we will go back to doing the Just David questions. We'll go back to doing the Just David recap of RHONJ. And by the way, I think we're going to recap RHOC here, don't you? Is everyone excited? Look, with Kenya Moore suspended, I mean, can't we just be excited, at least at this point, for the trailer for RHOC? I have hope. I'm not convinced RHOC will be good, but let's just go with the hope. I'm fixing my light. Oh, that light is so much better. Let's just go with that. When Andrea comes on, we will welcome her. We will do the mini recap with her as Teresa. I have to say, I liked this episode. Yes, the highlight for me was this whole text. I mean, this shady ass Marge, when Jackie says she doesn't put anything in writing, she's right. I mean, we haven't seen Dolores fired up in a long time. Remember when Dolores was screaming at Danielle Staub back in the day? How great was that, right? Wasn't that just great? I loved it. We haven't seen Dolores this fired up. Welcome to the game, Dolores. And also, so that was the highlight for me. Knowing Margaret, I mean, I don't know her anymore. She don't speak to me. But knowing Margaret, she doesn't put anything in writing. So when Melissa's old nose was on for 3 weeks and everyone, y'all, the tree huggers got so upset and they said, Margaret does this too. Yes, Margaret does this. The difference is Margaret is fucking smart. She is good at the game, which kind of makes her a horrible person, right? But makes her a great housewife. I don't think it matters. I think she's going, but she doesn't. When Jackie says she doesn't put anything in writing, she doesn't put anything in writing. So when Dolores does that confessional at the end and she's like, and this to Jackie and that Jackie. And by the way, Margaret can keep me and Paulie's name out of her fucking mouth. I love that because Dolores, see, here's the thing. Dolores knows. She knows that Margaret talks shit about her. I mean, you can't talk shit about everyone else. It's kind of like when you talk shit about everyone else to one of your friends, they have to wonder what you say about them when they're not there. We're letting it Andrea. I know everyone wants the full hour, just David recap. But we can't do that and do the live show. And we have to get these questions out to everyone because that is what is more in demand. Let's let her in. We're going to cover everything. I want to cover this slob business. And then Jackie said at the end, I hate her. No one's focusing on that. It's just focusing on the slob part. But I thought it was one of the better episodes, guys. I thought it was one of the better episodes because everyone had a little something to say, I loved it. Melissa's house is really nice. I got to be honest with you. There's all the drama over the bottle. Here she is. She's coming in.
Hi, guys. I was hearing you say Melissa's house is nice.
Teresa, this is 2 weeks in a row. Last week you came in on, well, you know what I was talking about before saying Melissa's house is nice? I was saying I liked the episode. Jackie, I mean, we haven't seen a riled up Dolo. Remember back in the day when Dolo was screaming at Danielle Staub?
Yes.
Dolo is activated here.
I know. I was so funny. I like to watch her because she's very, she's Switzerland. So when she gets a little bit, riled up, it's fun. It reminds me of the old days.
It reminds me of the old days. Listen, I mean, so, you can't make this up. So we're standing there at the party, and Margaret is like, well, I'm just going to send. I mean, the amount of texts between Margaret and Jackie, who were friends forever, I'm sure they both have texts on each other, but Jackie is right. Margaret is smart. She doesn't put it in writing. She's good,
Yes,
at
or
Margaret.
right. She just forgot to screenshot all of Margaret's stuff. But like Margaret's so sneaky. Like I don't mess with that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just she takes screenshots and she got all the ammo for later.
And then what do you think? So she takes the text, she sends it over to Dolores, and then Benigno is standing there holding up the phone from across the party. I mean, doesn't he get some? I mean, look, yes, we could say he's a little bitch boy and he's whipped and he's has no balls of his own. I once said, Teresa, that him and Tom Sandoval have the two smallest dicks on Bravo, which is not really a nice thing to say, but I mean, it possibly is true. But doesn't he get some credit actually for being loyal to his wife? I mean, he's a very loyal husband, this guy.
Yes, Joe is so loyal. And just a couple minutes before, he was giving Jackie a hug and telling her she's gorgeous. So I'm like, what is he doing? But then, when he was like this showing his phone, I thought that was actually, I was like, okay, props to Joe because
Right?
he got Dolo's attention. And, Louis would have done that for me.
Louis would have done that for you. Now we have, so Dolores reads it. Now, I don't know if you've seen online, your girl, which I didn't notice on the TV, your girl, Jennifer Aydin, was standing next to Dolo when Dolo was reading. I'm going to have to send you these pictures, Teresa.
Oh my God, yes.
Jennifer Aydin, I didn't notice it on the TV, but these memes and these pictures that are screenshots, Aydin is like sitting there, like side eye reading. Your girl is good. She is so subtle, but she is glancing at that phone. She sees it's the funniest thing. I gotta send it to you. So your girl
Yes.
was reading everything standing right there. She was gonna come tell you everything, Teresa.
Yeah, she's getting intel. Yeah, no, she's very good. She's very good, but she'll be very nice. She it really is. She means the best, but it is funny. I need to go back and watch that, the side eye.
I missed it, but I'll send you the pictures. It's literally like Aydin is like this, like over very subtly, like reading every single word that Dolo is reading, probably to come back and tell you, Teresa.
Yes, exactly, exactly. No other reason than that. Yes.
You've trained her well. Well, then Dolo reads this, and then it's apparent that Jackie has said that she's a slob. I mean, and then Jackie's just standing right there, and she's like, "Oh, well, yeah, that you're right. I mean, you can't deny it. It's right there." She's
Yeah.
like, "Well, that wasn't really nice, but I didn't mean that. I don't know how you don't mean that."
She doesn't know what slob means. Like in Patterson in Jersey, slob is kind of like similar with rat. Like you just don't call people that. Slob means they're like messy, you're sleeping around. Like people don't, I don't know. Jackie obviously did not grow up where we grew up, but you just don't say slob.